couple of friends who also pursued a similar passion, which I had, and I used to bounce my ideas with them, and everybody kind of combined felt happy about it. Then we went to mentors, and I think it is very important for every person in the industry to seek a mentor who can actually guide them on what is right and what is wrong, and plus you learn from their mistakes as well as you don't tend to make the same mistakes that they may have done. So I think that becomes very, very important for us. So mentors add a very pivotal role in your entire journey. For me, I've had good mentors, and right from academician professors to industry veterans, and I thank them for what I am today. I did play a lot during my college days, so I had a good balance between studies as well as pursuing whatever other students do, watching movies, listening to music, and playing.
You worked in world-class multinationals, so guide us, what are the employers looking for in a potential employee from an experience of Microsoft, Cisco, Intel?
Very interesting question, Puneet. Even in fact, I used to retrospect when I have worked in all these big companies. What is it that they see in people which prompts them to get these people on board? And there were 2-3 revelations that I had. The first thing I realized is everybody is very smart, and very smart to a large extent that everybody is so professional that they're competing with you. Every now and then you need to upscale yourself so that you can be at par with the rest of them. Number 2, I would specifically say, is in terms of thinking out of the box. It may seem very cliched, but let me say that if you are given an opportunity or an adversity, how do you react to that? I think a lot of these organizations are willing to take that risk and see how agile are you in terms of tackling that challenge immediately head on. So these are 2 critical things that I feel all these MNCs look at. And third is your ability to work with numbers, because everybody has targets. Everybody wants you to work fast and with speed. So if you are able to build your plans and work according to your budgets, I think you can survive in such organizations.
In the last 3 years, we've seen a lot of startups which have come up, and they are exciting the students either to become an entrepreneur or to join the startups rather than the established multinational companies. So in your perspective, can a student look at joining a multinational, or would they get more learning from the ground by joining a startup? Your perspective would help.
So I would think it's depends on the perspective of the student. If he is financially sound and he does not have liabilities, let him go ahead and join a startup so that he can learn from grounds up and possibly make his way up out there. If the person has a loan, and it is going to happen in the future that because education is going to become so expensive, people are going to take loans for education. I would recommend it is better to be a cog in the wheel in a larger organization. Learn the nuances of how a corporate works, the politics which goes out there. How do you streamline your operations and learn at the expense of these organizations? And if you are good enough, or if you have worked in your institution on a startup and you have practically worked together in teams which can come together, disbandon very fast, then the startup culture is good for you. However, if you want everything which is benchmark, processes are laid out, that's how large organizations work, I think it would be very critical for you to look at working in those specific organizations. I hope this answers your question, but again, as I've said that it depends on the perspective of every student and the liabilities he or she may have.
They have an idea. What else do they need to have?
So your business plans are very, very critical. Number 2 is support from mentors. I think because they are going to guide you in terms of how you need to pitch to the investors or the venture capitalist. And number 3 would be in terms of identifying your market and having pilots ready which can be rolled out as soon as you get your funding, or you have something to show to your funders that this is the pilot that you've carried out, there is a market opportunity, and this is how you will be able to scale it. So scaling also becomes very, very critical. So to reiterate, number 1 is in terms of your business plan, number 2 is in terms of mentors, and number 3 is in terms of the ability to scale.
specific critical skills which are going to be in demand in the next 10 years for the Indian market? 2-3 skills if you could share with your insight into meeting so many academicians and the corporates, that will be helpful for the audience.
So I think communication, and this is written, email, as well as using your mobile devices. All these communications are very, very critical in terms of your success, because you need to transform your communication to being abrupt, as well as to coming to the point straight when you're using another form factor like a mobile to get your message through. Number two is your digital footprints or your connects, because that is also very, very important. So if today you have the right kind of connects or the network, then reaching out to that media via your digital channels is going to become very critical. So these are two elements which I feel the next couple of years you're going to see more and more people jumping into the foray into this.
Great. If there's one message which you want to give to the youth, which is a school student of class 9 to 12 or a college student or even a young employee, what will be your message to the youth of India?
Passion and persistence both go hand in hand. People will say work hard, do this, do that, but I think you need to be passionate about it, and the rest of the things will follow through. So best of luck for your careers.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to know you as a person, as a mentor, and we wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Thank you so much for sparing your time.
Thanks, Puneet. Pleasure being out here.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.